Hi guys, welcome to episode 2 of the Young Lifestyle Entrepreneur podcast with me, Patrick Appelquist. This is the podcast covering my journey of living in a 3-room apartment with 2 super entrepreneurs trying to become financially free in 12 months. We are building niche sites using affiliate links and ads. In the first episode I told you just briefly about the whole project, that the goal is to earn $600 a month, more or less passively, and that $600 actually would cover my expenses since I'm living by a philosophy called minimalistic living. I was also talking about why my philosophy of life is slightly different to the majority, especially since I don't want to have kids and live the secure Svensson life. If you don't know what affiliate marketing or niche sites is, you should probably listen to episode 1, where I explained it in a very simple way. In this episode I will be talking about 1. The nude photo of us working at the balcony. 2. Briefly about the progress of my first niche site. 3. A very good news. 4. A very bad news. And 5. Last but not least, how I have planned these 12 months to become financially free. And this is basically the project plan for this project. And I will break it down as much as possible from monthly basis to daily routines. I believe it's very important to be structured and have a clear picture about what you are about to do, to be able to focus and to focus on the right things. So here we go.
Living happy, living free, live with the passion everyone sees. Working hard, a self-doer, the young lifestyle entrepreneur.
The response to the first episode of the Young Lifestyle Entrepreneur podcast was just amazing. I received emails and text messages from so many people telling me how inspiring it was, wishing me good luck, telling me about their dreams and ask for tips. It really warmed my heart that you took the time to actually contact me and share your thoughts. Because you know what? That's the whole thing about this podcast. If I can inspire you to follow your dreams or to try on new things, that would be amazing. So feel free to contact me at patrick@theyounglifestyleentrepreneur.com or just leave a comment on Facebook or on Instagram. Just search for The Young Lifestyle Entrepreneur and you should find me. This week has been amazing. I just love living and working together with John and Mauro. It's so inspiring to see others work with the projects and see how the projects grow from day to day. It has actually been even better and easier to live together than I thought. Because normally I'm not the guy well suited to live together with people, since I need a lot of privacy to recharge my batteries. But it feels really, really good, and I'm so happy about it. But I have to admit, we have to get better at leaving work. I mean, just yesterday we found ourselves working from morning till night. So then we said that we have to remember to relax and give the brain a pause from then to then. So personally, I decided to take Saturdays totally off. Not totally, but almost. I still need to upload the podcast for you guys, which I gladly do. The sun has been shining like crazy this week. It's been just like the summer came back. Came. Because let's face it, the summer never came to Sweden this year. For one of you following the Young Lifestyle Entrepreneur on Facebook and Instagram, you've probably seen me and John working in shorts and sunglasses in our sofa in the balcony. It's been like this every day this week, and I actually got myself a very nice tan while working. What an awesome combo! And that, my friend, that's lifestyle entrepreneurship. Maro's been working inside with a stationary computer acting DJ, playing everything from soft lounge music to Latino rhythms. Sometimes I dreamed away and got deja vu feelings from beaches in tropical places I visited. I can't wait to make that happen again. We actually talked about planning a trip together when these 12 months are over. I think it's very important to set goals and treat yourself if you reach them. Because let's face it, we've been working our asses off for 12 months, so we will deserve a nice trip to celebrate the end of this project. We'll see what we can come up with. Maybe we can arrange a huge entrepreneur trip for all of our followers. That would be something. I'd like to go somewhere I've never been and probably a place with nice beaches. So if you know any nice places we should visit, add me on Instagram and comment under the nude photo of me and John sitting in the sofa. Before we kickstart this episode, I would like to bring up a question that I actually got from one of the listeners the other day. The question came from Linda, and her question was, I wish I were a little bit more creative and dared to do more things in life. Do you have any good tips for someone who doesn't have any particular dreams but want to be, but want more free time and don't want to get stuck at work all the time? Yeah. So I gave Linda a short answer directly, but I think it was such an interesting question, and I know that Linda is not alone. I know so many people in the same situation, but very few dare to open up their minds for alternatives. So therefore, I decided to bring it up on the podcast and give a longer and deeper answer to the question in the end of this episode. But first of all, let's get down to business and let's talk about the 12-month plan.
Working hard, a self-doer, the young lifestyle entrepreneur.
So, the project framework for this project is basically consisting of two things. The time, 12 months, and the money, my savings. So let's start with time. I have basically dedicated 12 months from now to make my dream come true. That makes it, believe it or not, 52 weeks and 365 days. I said I will build 3 to 4 niched sites, and that means I will spend around 3 months per website. But it's just not the building of the website itself. Once the internal work is done and optimized, and the website is up there and running, and all the information is there, affiliate links will be needed, and there's a pretty substantial work bringing traffic to the website externally. Link building, advertising, marketing, etc. etc. On a monthly basis, it will look something like a 1 to 3 week process. The first week, I will do the investigation to try to find a good product or keyword with not too much competition on Google, but with substantial numbers of searches. There's actually an interesting balance between the both factors, but I won't go into detail now because I think it would be too technical for this podcast. So when the investigation is done, I know what kind of product I will make a niche site for, and then I can start building it. For the next 2 weeks, I will build a website, do a lot of research about the product, write all the text about the product, and connect the website to an affiliate program and Google Analytics. I use Google Analytics to supervise the product closely and keep track of numbers of visitors, where they come from, etc. etc. For the next 3 weeks, I will work on bringing traffic to the website, and this is actually the area where I need to learn more, a lot more. So when I meet my mentor next time, I will ask him all the questions about it. If you know a lot about link building and bringing traffic to niche sites, or could recommend me any good websites for it, you're more than welcome to email me at patrick@theyounglifestyleentrepreneur.com.
Working hard, a self-doer, the young lifestyle entrepreneur.
On a weekly basis, I will work every day except Saturdays, which is my day off. And my ambition is to work around 70-something hours a week. But working hard on a project like this is very stimulating for the brain, but we should not forget the rest of the body. So that's why I will go to the gym 4 to 5 times a week, lifting weights and do some boxing. It all has to do with the puzzle, with the life puzzle I was talking about in the first episode, if you remember. Focusing too much on a project will harm your physics, which in the long run will harm your mental health, which will harm your project. And from there's only just a vicious circle. I don't only want to success in this project, I also want to feel good and strong physically and mentally. That gives me the energy I need to success in this project. So, Saturdays is my day off, except publishing the podcast. And these days I will probably pamper myself with very nice foods and friends. I may go to shorter trips or watch movies and series that I barely have time for anymore. And I love photography, so I'll probably go for photo walks and stuff like that. Sunday is the day when I compile all the statistics from the previous week. This is also the day when me and my boys go grocery shopping together. Because the thing is, we have a car, which is really nice, so we can go whenever we want to, but to make it a little bit more efficient, we go together once a week. That's the plan. And we buy everything we need for the upcoming week. So we tried this last Sunday, but truth is, it wasn't very efficient the first time we tried it. I don't know how many business developers it takes to make this efficient, but obviously something got lost in translation or communication problem, I don't know. So we ended up waiting for one of the guys for an hour, and then obviously we went home, and there he was cooking dinner already. I don't know. Let's see tomorrow if we can make it better. The plan was actually that we would cook together on Sundays as well. Because when you make a huge lasagna or similar and you put in portions in the fridge, it's very nice because you don't have to cook every day. And that has not happened so far. But the ambition is there, and we might do it tomorrow. We'll see.
Working hard, a self-doer, the young lifestyle entrepreneur.
On a daily basis, the alarm is ringing at 7 p.m. Then I'll have a shower and kickstart the day with a protein shake. And I know I should be eating breakfast, I really know, but I really can't. It makes me feel sick for some reason, so a protein shake is perfect just to, give the stomach something to start with. I work from 8 a.m. to around 7 p.m. schedule, but early mornings are really nothing for me, to be honest. I'm a night owl, and I love to spend the nights up doing things. That's usually when I find myself, in flow. But I know how easy it is to fall into crazy routines and mess up sleep if I stay up during the night being creative and stuff. Because that affects how I eat and how I work out and how I sleep and basically everything. So that's why I set the alarm at 7 a.m. every morning to get up and get the routine, the self-discipline, military style. Self-discipline might actually be a self-employed worst enemy or best friend. It's not rocket science, just do it. To make it easier to be self-disciplined, I put my phone on silence while I'm working, because I know how it works. You hear your cell phone ringing and plinging, and all the time it steals your focus so many times a day. And this is actually an interesting topic that I might raise in the future in this podcast. How to get focused and get things done without distraction. There are actually some very nice tools out there to help you get focused and productive, and let's see if we can talk about it later. Many professionals and successful people say that you shouldn't check your emails in the mornings because that will keep you there for a good while and steal the focus from the activities that you should do to make money. Even though I know about this advice, I do the opposite. I'm just too curious to know what happened while I was sleeping. And if I don't check it immediately, I will be thinking about it the whole time and not getting anything done anyway. Now, let's talk about the money.
Working hard, a self-doer, the young lifestyle entrepreneur.
Since I want to be able to focus 100% on this project, I quit my job and I will not spend as much time as before on other projects. As much as I'd love to, I just can't. I'm investing my time and my savings to make my dream come true here, and I can't spend that time doing other things. This time is too valuable, and therefore I've decided to focus on this and this only. This project is my key to freedom, my paper bracelet, my way out of the rat race. If I work for a salary, that will always be based on my hours worked, and that, my friend, has nothing to do with financial freedom. This project is meant to become a money machine, more or less, working for me when it's up and running, so I make money more or less passively. And when that happens, I can spend my precious time and life on things I truly love with people I love. But let's get down to the details and take a look at how much money I plan to live on during these 12 months. My living budget for this project is 79,000 Swedish crowns, which equals about 9,300 US dollars. That means I got around 6,600 Swedish crowns or $780 per month to cover my expenses, like food and rent, etc. That shouldn't be a problem, since I'm used to live on modest means from when I lived in Nicaragua and now recently as a student for 3 years. Now you might think that my expenses are low and think that I might be the kind of guy who doesn't eat good and enjoy life just to be able to live cheap. No, I'm nothing like that. I love to spend money on food because that's basically one of the things I love in life and I really enjoy it. And I eat a lot of protein since I work out a lot and quite often. I'm actually thinking about joining the low calories, what's it called? Low calories, high fat trend, yeah. But we'll see about that. Anyways, just so you get the picture, here's a quick overview of my monthly budget. Rent, $300. Food, $180. I got a few services like Dropbox, Libsyn, Google Drive, etc., around $30. Cell phone, $30 a month. Charity, $12 a month. And I have a little moped, and of course I need some gas for that one, so that would be something about $24. Fun, $120. Student loan, $60. So the sum would be something around $780 a month. But apart from the living expenses, I will of course have some expenses connected to the product itself. I need to buy a few domains, which cost about $15 each. I also pay for the web hotel, which is around $130 a year. And I might use Google AdWords or similar to bring traffic to my niche sites. But it's still too early to tell. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. I haven't decided how much money I'm willing to spend on advertising and such. The total budget of this project is maximum $10,000 or around 85,000 Swedish crowns. That would leave me with about $700 for the project itself. The good thing is that I know how to build websites and I can do the most of it myself, I would say. I'm using WordPress, which is quite easy to use. And that of course saves me a lot of money. I might have to outsource minor changes and tweaks to developers, so I'm currently talking to a guy in the Philippines that might be able to do so. That would be awesome, since the labor cost is much lower over there. I think that's all about the plan for this project for now. I will of course do some trial and error and change when I see if something works or something's not working. And since I'm a newbie at this, there's always a trial and error process going on all the time. And this week I really succeeded with one thing, but I totally failed at another. Stay tuned.
Working hard, a self-doer, the young lifestyle entrepreneur.
The good news is that I started working on my first niche site just about 4 weeks ago, something, and it's almost ranking first page on Google already. How awesome is that? The site is about 80% done, so there's still some more information coming up and some design issues left to fix. The bad news is that I applied to 4 different affiliate programs and has so far been denied to 3 of them. The bad thing is that they don't really tell you why they denied it, so it doesn't really. I can't really know what to improve. I guess that is something I have to talk with my mentor about, which I met for the first time this week actually. Really nice. We had a very, very nice meeting, talk about affiliate marketing, internet projects, businesses, and also some private stuff. He's a really nice guy. We talked about family and interests as well. He's very experienced and he's actually running Sweden's biggest IT blog. So, now we're reaching the end of this episode, but first, let's refresh our memories and take a look at the question Linda asked me.
Working hard, a self-doer, the young lifestyle entrepreneur.
The question Linda sent me was as follows. I wish I were a little bit more creative and dared to do more things in life. Do you have any good tips for someone who doesn't have any particular dreams but want more free time and don't want to get stuck at work all the time? First of all, thank you very much for your question, Linda. I think the question is very interesting, but I also think it's very interesting how you put it. You said you wish you dared to do more things in life. And then you asked how to get more free time. I think you gave the answer to your own question, to be honest. Think about it for a while. I really think you do. Because if you think about it and break it down a bit, here's the question. Why don't you dare to do more things in life? I don't know you, so I can only speculate, but I think you know why. People who doesn't dare to do things often lack self-confidence. And what you said about daring to do more things in life, I think it comes down to your lack of self-confidence. And now it's very important to know the difference between self-confidence and self-esteem. Self-confidence is you believing in yourself and your potential, that you are able and capable of doing things. Self-esteem is you standing up for yourself, who you are, your opinions, and your value as a person, not letting others push you around on your expense. Anyone can build a good self-confidence, but it might take some time. The best advice I can give building good self-confidence is to challenge yourself more often, on a daily basis, if it's possible. Minor, everyday challenges, and you will see that you are capable of so much more than you think. A bad self-confidence is basically just a mental block that makes you passive instead of challenging yourself and going outside of your comfort zone. Then slowly give yourself bigger and bigger challenges, and then all of a sudden you will feel that nothing is impossible. I went to Spain to study Spanish when I was 19. I stayed there for 12 months, and that was a huge step for me at the time. I went alone and I didn't know a single Spanish word. I had never even lived by myself before, so you can imagine it was a huge step and a challenge for me. But I did it, and suddenly the world became smaller. Now I'm not scared of moving anywhere. It feels like the world is my playground. I am in control. I know that I can go to a country where I don't speak the language and still make it. That's an amazing feeling. That's why I think that the root to your daring issue is to build your self-confidence. A good self-confidence, self-esteem, and a self-awareness are 3 basic tools that everyone should focus on building as soon as possible. They are the foundation of your personality and decide whether you will be a strong and confident person or not. A good self-confidence will not only make you dare doing more things, but it will actually make you sexier. It's true. It's proven that people with good self-confidence are seen as sexier and more interesting people than others. A good self-confidence can actually beat a good appearance. Like Adidas say, impossible is nothing.
Working hard, a self-doer, the young lifestyle entrepreneur.
You say that you have no particular dreams. Have you ever taken the time to think long and well about who you are, what you want from life, and how you want your future to be? What stops you from having dreams? Are you surrounded by naysayers and pessimists? What's the important thing in life to you? Be true to yourself. It could be family, it could be money, it could be fame, or freedom, like for me. How would you like to imagine yourself in 10 years from now? How do you look? What do you eat? Where do you live? What do you do? If you could design your life as you wanted, how would it look like? If you could draw a picture on the puzzle, how would it look like? With a good self-confidence, nothing is impossible, and with a good self-esteem, you will get rid of naysayers and people in your life with the negative energy keeping you from achieving your dreams. Once you get a better self-confidence, you will see the world with new eyes. You will see so many possibilities instead of problems. Dreams are born in cradles of possibilities. I remember when I was working with the kids in a garbage dump in Nicaragua. It was 2011. Very few of them had dreams, actually. Or maybe they had, but maybe they didn't dare to believe in them or to talk about it. One of the first guys I got to know was Umberto. He was 25 years old at the time, just like me, and his biggest dream was to become a taxi driver and have the taxi driver license, so that he could drive a taxi and make a little bit more money than from working 14 hours a day at the dump, looking for plastic bottles in the scorching heat. As you can understand, the possibilities and opportunities are very few if you live in a garbage dump, but I guess that if you are listening to this podcast, you don't. There's nothing to wait for. If you feel that you're lacking self-confidence, it's about time to do something about it. No one will never go to you and deliver a good self-confidence on a silver plate. It just doesn't work that way. It's up to you and you only to challenge yourself and become the person you want to be. A person with dreams and a lot of free time. Speaking of time, that was actually the question. How can Linda get more free time and not spend most of her life at work?
Working hard, a self-doer, the young lifestyle entrepreneur.
The simple answer to that question is prioritize. In order to be able to have more free time, you have to work less. Could you survive on working 80, 75 or maybe 50% instead? Maybe not. Maybe that kind of salary wouldn't cover your expenses. If they do, perfect. There you have your free time. But if you don't, let's take a look at your expenses then. So, do you really need to buy your lunch at work every day? Do you really love that magazine that much? Do you really have to take the car wherever you go? The mankind is lazy by nature, that's for sure. And I don't blame you for doing all this stuff. I do it as well from time to time. But if you can't survive on a 75% salary, you have to cut your expenses. And there are probably a lot of money to save here. Give it a try a month or just a week maybe and keep track of all your expenses and take a look at it in a month or a week from now. How much money could you cut down? I was once able to cut around $300 a month, and then I was working 75% only. That was when I was starting the NGO for street kids in Latin America, by the way. So I needed around 25% of my time to spend it on the project. And I'm sure you can do the same. Another alternative is to go down to around 75% and find alternative and preferable, as passive as possible, revenue streams that let you keep your standard of living. Maybe you can use your area of expertise and write ebooks or give speeches and lectures and sell them online while you sleep. You could get into affiliate marketing just like me and work hard now so you can reap the benefits of freedom later. There are so many ways of making money online and you should use the skills you have to make it.
Working hard, a self-doer, the young lifestyle entrepreneur.
That's it, folks. I hear my voice is disappearing slowly, so it's about time to call it for today. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram and subscribe to the email list on the Young Lifestyle. That's theyounglifestyleentrepreneur.com to get noticed every time a new episode is out. So thank you very, very much for listening to the second episode of the Young Lifestyle Entrepreneur Podcast with me, Patrick Appelquist. Have a good one and talk to you next Saturday. Ciao.
Living happy, living free, live with the passion everyone sees. Working hard, a self-doer, the young lifestyle entrepreneur.